Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Cliff Walkers, a Chinese thriller from 2021 that was directed by Zhang Yimou, one of the most highly acclaimed Chinese directors from the past 40 or so years. I've been doing a better job of catching up with his films from the 2020s with a recent review of Full River Red a few weeks ago. Now, Cliff Walkers is set in the Japanese puppet state of Manchu-kuo. The film follows 4 Chinese Communist Party agents who parachute back to Harbin in northeastern China in the early 1930s. Together, they embark on a secret operation codenamed Utrenya that intends to extract a former prisoner who could expose the unethical human experimentation and other crimes against humanity committed by Unit 731 of the Imperial Japanese Army in front of the international community. So, the film begins with winter season settings and an execution sequence. So a group of soldiers just line up some prisoners and just shoot them in the back of the head. So this is kind of your opening moments here. It's quite harrowing and of the times for sure. Soon after that, we're introduced to our main protagonists, who promptly engage in a bloody fight to the death in a snowy forest. So this is a pretty visceral opening set of sequences here. Nothing to be worried about, though, if you're someone who is uneasy with these kinds of things. Cliff Walkers is certainly more of a classy thriller for the most part. It just infuses a few bits of bloody violence to enhance the realism, give you some context as to, the dangers that are present, and to emphasize the more serious tone of the film. This emphasizes high-quality, classy suspense for the most part. There's a train sequence that includes an intense confrontation in one of the compartments. Another nice set piece is a foot chase within a city where one of the protagonists has to evade multiple pursuers while also obtaining information through the windy alleyways and roads. And that could be my favorite scene in the movie. That was pretty cool. We get some escape attempts after that, as well as some old-school espionage and double crosses. So in terms of like World War II spy thrillers, this does deliver what you might expect, and it's good quality stuff. Now, the pacing in this is also more brisk than I was expecting. There's not a lot of dead weight in this movie to sit through. So I'm always a fan of, movies that keep things going, keep things rolling. Plot-wise, however, it is a little bit difficult to kind of keep track of all the characters, at least early on, and their, I guess the plot developments that occur in relation to them. So in that sense, it is similar to Full River Red because you really need to pay attention to the details, and some of the revelations fly by pretty fast. It also takes a little while for the viewer to get a feel for the characters, their goals, and the overall conflict, but it is effective. It is effective. One of the protagonists, for example, is pretty tough and difficult to kill, which makes you root for him because he's resilient despite the constant threats. And I would say the character development in this film is not especially deep, but the situation allows us to connect with these people at a certain level, and performances are solid across the board. Now, the aforementioned snowy landscapes that I mentioned at the beginning of the rule of this review are very omnipresent, whether in natural or urban settings. You get some shots in the forest areas, the natural areas, and you get a lot of shots in the cities. And it's a nice touch. I'm a big fan of movies set in the winter. I like the seasonal atmosphere, and we get it here from start to finish. The entire film is basically set in winter. I also enjoyed the old school clothing and the black hats and stuff. It's pretty cool, like the aesthetics of this era that the film takes place in. And the cars, of course, were pretty neat as well. So I like the production and design in this was pretty cool. So I would say I definitely recommend Cliff Walkers. It's just an easy recommendation. It's a good quality, entertaining spy thriller. Currently available on Tubi. It's easy to find. And yeah, if you're a fan of the director, definitely check it out. Or if you just want a good, recent Chinese flick, this is a good choice. Now, if you want an even better Chinese film that has a similar premise, check out The Message from 2009. These would make a good double feature. So yeah, as always, folks, I'll see you next time.